This is the plaintiff, Ernie. He says he loaned the defendant, his stepdaughter, money for a new transmission for her car. She promised to start paying him back, but took a vacation to Hawaii instead, and now her boyfriend's gotten in between them, and he can't get her to pay him back for the loan. As hard as it is to drag her into court today, money is money, and a loan is a loan. And he's suing for the $3,025.45 he's most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Mia. She says the plaintiff is her former stepfather, and she was paying him $50 a week to pay off the loan. But then he got into an argument with her boyfriend, and he started demanding more money per week than she could afford. She had to call the cops on the guy, and he's now trying to use this money as leverage over her, so she'll speak with him and have a relationship with him. What a mess. She's accused of stepping up against a stepfather.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff is suing his ungrateful stepdaughter who stiffed him but didn't think twice about going on vacation and spending a lot of money. She says that he is using the money as leverage, so she'll speak with him again. It's the case of Oy vey Kay.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. No last names, no company name. Ernie, you're suing your kind of stepdaughter, Mia. You were with her mother for how many years?
About 22, 23 years.
But you were never legally married?
No.
But you came into her life at what age?
I believe she's like 8.
And you are what age now?
33.
All right. At some point after you and her mother broke up, she came to you because she needed money?
Her transmission was not working well on her car, and for her to get back and forth to work, I said I could lend her the money.
So you told her you'd loan her the money, and she accepted?
Yes.
And it was clear that she needed to pay it back. In
Correct.
fact, she started to pay it back.
Correct.
Right? Okay, you've been to your bank account now to look and see. You didn't pay all of it back, right? All right, and we're going to talk about why and what happened to lead up to that. But you did go to your bank account, and you have collected all the checks. The loan was made when?
It was in November of 2014.
And according to you, how much has she paid back?
600.
She's got all these checks that total to a lot more than 600. I'm going to show them to you. Is there some other explanation for why she has these?
Well, probably a year before that, I had lent her money because, unfortunately, her grandmother passed away, and she was in college. And what happened is they wouldn't allow her to re-sign for college until she paid back the money that was owed. I think there was a government loan or something like that. I'm not sure, but I lent her the money for that. So she paid me back that loan.
Well, how am I going to separate all these,
I guess from the dates.
No, that's the thing. The dates jive with the 14th. So let me show them to you. In other words, with November 2014. These payments start in January of 2015. Take a look at all those canceled checks. Because that other loan that he's talking about happened when?
Probably 2013, maybe.
And it took you how long to finish paying that?
Through November of 2014.
Okay, and then on November 2014 is when you accept the loan from him?
Yeah.
Okay, now, when did you start paying?
It was January 15.
All right, now, something happens between you guys. You end up in some kind of argument over who?
Well, my boyfriend was part of it.
Is this your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
He was saying some things that friends of mine got back to me about.
Such as?
So saying something about Mia that I didn't really...
Such as?
Well, he was saying that she was very clingy and needy, and I just, you know what I mean? I didn't appreciate that.
So did you tell Mia?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, at some point, you and Mia get into a confrontation about the boyfriend. Tell me about that.
About the boyfriend?
Okay, why don't you tell me? Why did you stop paying him?
So should parents be in a position to start giving advice and judgment on their adult children's boyfriends and girlfriends?
I think it's appropriate. I think the parents are just looking out for what's best for their kid.
But when does looking at become intermeddling?
Well, kids, when they're old enough, it's fine, but...
Well, if they're adults, should parents shut up or should they still get involved?
They have a stake in it. I think they should get involved.
What do you say?
I think parents have the right to give their opinion, but ultimately you make the final decision.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I stopped paying him because he sent me a bill from his business showing that I owed late fees for the 25 months that I had the loan out, and that wasn't what we had agreed upon. And so I spoke to a lawyer. I called some offices and spoke to some people, and they said that if I continued to pay, then I'd be accepting those late fees. And
That's just silly.
you know,
That's just silly, though. It's not accurate. You could just keep paying with a letter that says, I don't agree on the late fees. That wasn't our
Yeah.
agreement, but here's your payment.
I just wanted to pay back what I owed, and that's it. No additional.
What is it you think you owe?
Well, after the checks, then it should be $11.75.
What makes you think, you have a feeling, this was somebody who was a big part of your life for a long time, and you have a feeling that it kind of got personal in the sense that, he felt that you had just kind of walked out on your stepfather or stepdaughter relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Well, he specifically said he came to the house and, spoke with me and said, I really don't care about the money. It's more of, I don't get to see you. You don't call anymore. You don't, say happy birthday. You don't call me on Father's Day. And I was in the hospital. You didn't come see me.
And why did all that happen?
I just started hearing a lot of stuff that was being said at my job that was coming back.
Such
to me.
as?
That I had, had a drinking problem and just, I don't know, just a whole bunch of things that about me, and it was being said to my boss, and I just felt that it wasn't right, and
So your stepfather was saying to your boss that you had a drinking problem?
Yeah, his.
Is your boss a good friend of his?
His partner lives with him, with Ernie.
So you didn't appreciate that.
Right.
Did you have a drinking problem?
No.
So you didn't appreciate that. So you just decided that was it? You didn't confront him and say, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean, he just, I guess just from the past, he was very abusive to me growing up, and I just tried to move past it, and I've
What do you mean abusive?
just, he was
Verbally or physically?
both.
Okay.
And,
And what do you mean physically?
Well, I mean, he would hit us, me and my sister, and just, he had a lot of his own problems going on, and took it out on me and my sister a lot. And I just felt like I had tried to move past it, and, I thought things were getting better, and then all of this came about, and I was just felt like I had had enough, and
Okay.
I didn't want to deal with him anymore.
All right. Did you have a chance to look at the checks?
Yes, I did. Those were not the checks that I had received on that loan.
But how are you going to
All
prove
of the- all
that?
of the
Because if
checks
I've
that-
got, see, the burden shifts back to you when she said, the timing is perfect. It's exactly aligned. That it's November of 2014 when you make the loan of $2,500, and it's January of 2015 when she starts paying it off. So tell me how you're going to prove that that is not on this loan, that it's on some other loan from years earlier.
I probably wouldn't be able to prove that at this
Okay,
present
so
moment.
and this totals up to $1,325, which would leave a balance of $1,175, correct? Everybody?
Yes.
That's what it would leave. So you're not entitled to late fees that you're suing for because that was not part of the deal. And what is this $300 amount for a lawyer fee?
Well, because after I went to the house to speak to them and we got into an argument, it was, I was no longer welcome there. So to speak about the money that was owed, I would need to go through, a lawyer. Which
Did
I
you go through a
hired
lawyer?
to-
Did you hire a lawyer? Did
Yes,
you
I
spend
did.
$300? Do you have a receipt?
Yes, I do.
And what did the lawyer do for $300?
He wrote a letter to Mia.
Anything else?
Nope, that was it. And
Did you actually pay the $300? Is the lawyer a friend?
No, I paid the $300.
When did you make your last payment to him?
It was June of 16.
I'm going to order you to pay back the $1175 that you still owe him. And he sent you a demand letter that did cost him $300 on September because you erroneously stopped paying entirely in June.
Yes.
So I'm adding that to it, and I'm ordering you to pay the plaintiff $1,475. That's my judgment.
So the plaintiff does have to, or the defendant has to pay back the amount she still owes plus the lawyer's fee of $1,475. You know, do you think this is going to end your relationship with your former stepfather?
Yes, I do.
Obviously, it's not a very good relationship at this point, right? You're
no.
not speaking at all?
I don't feel that this was necessary, and I had every intention of paying him back, but, you know, he went about it this way, so.
All righty. Well, you're going to have to pay up, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Ernie, if you'll step out here, I know a lot of people might be wondering, you know, was it really a tough decision on your part to want to file a lawsuit against, you know, your former stepdaughter?
Yes,
I guess
it
she's
was.
still your stepdaughter, isn't she? I mean, did you
in
know
my
since she
heart,
was
yes.
8 years old?
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
mean,
that's hard
but,
to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't like to lend money and then be ignored. I helped her get a job, which was a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything was, you know, it's just difficult when you lend people money and then they go to Hawaii a couple of weeks later. You know, it starts a trend of thought that's saying that, like, you know, it's not going to work out.
Well, I gather this relationship is kaput at this point.
Yep.
You would agree?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay.
All right,
You
thank
get
you.
your money anyway. Harvey?
I mean, Doug, this is the simplest thing, that when you start paying on a loan, it is very hard then to argue that it was a gift and you didn't have to pay.